Is Forza Horizon 3 still good in 2026? Honestly, yeah, and I know that sounds crazy because this game came out back in 2016. That means it's almost a decade old now. 9 years. Some people playing it today were literally little kids when it launched. But somehow, FH3 still feels special in a way a lot of newer racing games don't. And before anybody says it's just nostalgia, hear me out. I didn't replay this game just to remember old times. I replayed it to see if it actually still holds up today against modern racing games. Graphics, driving, map, cars, music, progression, everything. And after spending time with it again, I get why people still love this game so much. First off, the map. Australia was such a good choice for Horizon. You've got cities, beaches, forests, highways, deserts, little towns, giant open fields. The map just feels alive. Every area has its own vibe. One second you're flying down a highway in a hypercar and the next second you're drifting through the rainforest in a rally build. And even in 2026 the graphics still look good, like seriously good. Obviously, if you compare it side by side with the newest games you'll notice the age, but when you're actually playing it still looks beautiful. The sunsets in this game are honestly better than some modern games. The lighting, reflections, weather effects, FH3 nailed the atmosphere. One thing I noticed replaying it is how colorful everything feels. Some newer racing games try too hard to look realistic and end up feeling kinda bland. FH3 feels vibrant. Bright skis, colorful cars, neon festival lights at night, it has personality. It feels like a giant road trip mixed with a music festival.
Hey Corbin,
And
I've
speaking of
heard a lot of good
festivals,
things
that's
about this
another
driver.
reason the game
I think
still
we should
works
try
so
and get them
well.
to sign up to
The
your
whole
lineup.
Horizon Festival vibe was at its peak here. You're not just racing non-stop. The game makes you feel like you're part of this huge car culture event. NPCs cheering, fireworks going off, music everywhere, it feels energetic. Now let's talk about the car list because honestly, it's stacked. You've got everything. JDM legends, muscle cars, rally monsters, off-road trucks, hypercars, drift builds, classics, there's so much variety. And the sounds are still pretty solid too. Some cars sound amazing even today. One of the best things about FH3 is how easy it is to just have fun. A lot of racing games today overwhelm you with menus, battle passes, grindy systems, and online-only features. FH3 just lets you drive, that's it. You hop in a car and go do whatever sounds fun. Race, cool. Drift, cool. Off-road, cool. Explore, also cool. And honestly, the driving still feels great. It's arcade. Why, but not too arcade why you can still feel weight in the cars, but it's forgiving enough to just relax and enjoy yourself. That balance is probably one of the reasons Horizon became so popular in the first place. Another thing people forget is how good the soundtrack was. FH3 had music that actually matched the vibe of the game. You'd be driving through Australia at sunset while some perfect song played in the background, and suddenly the game felt legendary. Music matters more in racing games than people realize. It creates memories. I think that's why so many people still return to FH3. It's not just because the game was good mechanically. It's because it had a feeling. When people think about Horizon, a lot of them think about FH3 or FH2 first. Those games had personality. Now obviously, the game isn't perfect. Online isn't nearly as active anymore. Some features show their age, and if you're someone who only cares about the newest graphics or constant updates, you might get bored faster. But honestly, for a 9-year-old game, it aged insanely well. And there's something kinda cool about older games surviving this long, because normally racing games age badly. Servers die, graphics look ancient, physics feel weird, and nobody goes back to them. But FH3 somehow avoided that. People still download it, replay it, and talk about it years later. That says something. I also think FH3 came out during a really good era for gaming. Games felt more complete back then. You bought the game and just enjoyed it. There wasn't always some massive battle pass or endless microtransactions shoved into your face every 5 seconds. FH3 feels relaxing compared to modern live service games. And the DLCs were awesome too. Blizzard Mountain especially was incredible. Driving through snowstorms and icy roads completely changed the gameplay. Hot Wheels was also insane in the best way possible. Giant orange tracks flying through the sky sounded ridiculous, but it worked perfectly. Another thing I appreciate now is the progression system. The game constantly rewards you without making everything feel impossible to unlock. You always felt like you were earning something cool. New cars, events, upgrades, festival expansions, there was always something exciting happening. In some newer games, progression either feels way too grindy or way too easy. FH3 found a really good middle ground. Also, can we talk about how fun cruising is in this game? Sometimes I wouldn't even race. I'd just drive around the map for an hour listening to music, and somehow that was enough. That's when you know a racing game is special, when simply driving around is entertaining. The car customization was also great for the time. You could tune cars into completely different builds. Rally Lamborghinis, drift trucks, off-road muscle cars, people got creative. The community made some crazy designs too. And even though the map wasn't the biggest Horizon map ever, it felt memorable. Bigger doesn't always mean better. FH3's map had identity. People still remember Surfer's Paradise, the outback, the rainforest roads, the airport drag strip. The locations were iconic. I think a huge reason FH3 aged so well is because it focused on fun first. Modern games sometimes chase realism too hard or try to become giant online platforms. FH3 knew exactly what it wanted to be, an open-world car festival where you could mess around and have a good time. And honestly, I miss that vibe. There's also nostalgia attached to it now, obviously. A lot of people played this game during middle school or high school. They'd get home, hop on with friends, and cruise around for hours. So replaying FH3 today feels like opening a time capsule for some players. But even without nostalgia, I genuinely think the game still works. If someone who never played Horizon before started with FH3 today, I think they'd still enjoy it. Maybe not every feature, maybe not the older UI, but the core gameplay, absolutely. One thing that surprised me replaying it was how smooth everything still feels. Menus are simple, loading times are fine on modern consoles, and the gameplay loop stays addictive. Race, earn credits, buy cars, customize, repeat. Simple but effective. And honestly, there's something relaxing about older games not constantly trying to keep your attention every second. FH3 lets you breathe, you can take things at your own pace. I also think the community around Horizon changed over time. Back during FH3, people were just having fun. Car meets, drifting, role-playing highway runs, it felt chill. Nowadays, everything feels way more competitive online. FH3 reminds me of when people just enjoyed driving games without sweating constantly. So, is Forza Horizon 3 still good in 2026? I'd say yes, easily. It's not perfect, it's old, some things are outdated, but the game still delivers something special that a lot of modern racing games struggle to capture: pure fun. And honestly, that matters more than ultra-realistic graphics or giant maps. FH3 feels like freedom. Freedom to drive whatever you want, wherever you want, however you want. And 9 years later, that still hits.